This perp back with another video. Just got done watching Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 9. Wow. Talk about an episode. I'm so hyped for the finale, which is next week. I don't know what to expect, but make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Trying to get to 2K. I'm so close. But all that being said, let's get right into it because there's a lot to be talked about in this episode. So this picks up where the last episode left off, where, you had Lulu kind of being rescued by Marvin. Marvin's trying to get payback. And he does this by just lighting Unique's car up in broad daylight with his kids. He doesn't care. He's just really just trying to get to the bottom of this and just really, do his own thing. Being gangster, as he phrased it, what I'm saying, doing gangster shit. And man, Marvin is really living up to that. He is really ruthless in this whole entire episode. I just liked how they just started this off, getting right into it, no talking. While that's going on, it seems like Jess is kind of losing hope in Lulu recovering, even though the doctors are saying he might be all right. He's in pretty bad shape. He's pretty burnt up. They could have done kind of better with the makeup or something like that to actually make him look like somewhat of a burn victim. But because look at what they did with Kanan. It actually looked like his skin was burnt and stuff. This kind of looks lazy. Also, Marvin was able to figure out who was the guy that ratted out Kanan, shot him in the head, burnt the van that they was driving in. Because, you have to get rid of the evidence. And I really like that about this show, them really getting rid of things that could incriminate them. Unlike certain characters in Original Power, like Keisha, I still just don't understand that whole scenario. But we're not talking about Power right now. It's book 3. While all this is going on, back at the hospital, Symphony pops up, and her and Rock kind of have this falling out. But before he leaves, I'm talking about Symphony, he pretty much tells Rock, tell Marvin to not trust Tony. And I had a feeling that he was going to say something, but it seems like, I don't know where that relationship's going to go. They might ended up, kind of getting back together, I should say. I think the way Rock kind of handled that whole situation is just based off emotions. You'll definitely see a lot of that throughout this episode. It gets crazier. As this all goes on, Detective Howard is at the hospital, but he peeps something out that's really suspicious. These guys were sent into the hospital to kill Lulu, to pretty much finish him off. And that doesn't go as planned because he's able to kind of stop that before it happens, and kind of throws it into Rock's face. Like, see, look, I protected you. Now you gotta give me something in return. Set up the meeting with me and Kanan. And he really starts to overstep his boundaries a lot. And he's going to have to probably pay for that. Going to get into that. Before I do, going back to the police station, we've got Nicole's mother that's just a complete pile of shit. I understand that you lost your daughter, but the way that she just came into this office just demanding shit, and just, you really start to see the type of woman she is. And the father even says, yo, you're embarrassing us right now. This leads Burke to kind of get closer, or try to attempt to get closer with Jukebox. And I think this is where we kind of get that whole thing of Jukebox becoming a cop, because she tries to relate herself with Jukebox and tries to comfort her and whatnot. But yet again, she starts to ask too many questions and kind of scares her off, trying to get her to give her some more information. And Jukebox does not say a word. Going back to the hospital where Kanan finally sees Lulu in the hospital, and he's kind of devastated and shocked. But he's more wanting to help his mom, saying like, yo, if you need me to do anything, let me know. And Rock at this point, she's just blinded by revenge and just looking out for her little brother and stuff, and just doesn't really like that this whole thing kind of played out. But she feels like she's been kind of distracted, and they're forgetting who she is, and it's really getting to her. She's starting to just say, you know what, F it, we just need to start to just really bring the noise to Unique and really just dead this whole thing as soon as possible. Then we get this scene of Rock just kind of sitting in this church. Really interesting stuff going on with the whole church thing and Rock. We'll get into that as well. Marvin also comes in. They have a conversation, and Marvin's just like, you know what, I'm just doing my thing, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to look out for my family and protect my family. Marvin has completely changed as a character in this episode. It really kind of brought them together. I don't know how long, but it's kind of like what I said in my last review. I feel like this whole Lulu situation is going to bring the family back together and get them refocused. Now let's get into some heavy stuff within this episode dealing with Jukebox and Marvin. And this completely went left. So as Marvin's kind of teaching Kanan how to clean guns and stuff like that, and he's getting thrown into this world at a young age, he goes into Jukebox's room to find some new music or something like that, and then he stumbles upon the video of her and Nicole singing, and I'm thinking like, oh man, he's pissed, and we get a scene of Jukebox coming back and seeing her whole entire room just wrecked, and he just says some real foul shit to her, almost damn near kills Jukebox, like by choking her out, and Marvin's able to snap out of it. Like I said, he's just emotional. His brother almost died. He has to deal with all this stuff. But hopefully in the near future, we could probably see them rectify that. Probably not. I think this is the part where Jukebox completely just goes down a darker path. Going back to Howard real quick, he is kind of tired of Burke just continuously trying to solve this case, obviously for obvious reasons. So he pretty much tells her, like, look, we can't be partners no more if I can't trust you. Howard's just way too over his head. He's just way too big-headed at this point. Lulu is able to wake up. Jess is kind of shocked because I feel like Jess wanted, Lulu to die. I'm kind of iffy about her character while this is going on. Unique is getting ready, getting his soldiers ready, getting everybody ready for war. It's about to go down for this finale. Here's the kicker, though. We have a scene of Rock talking to Kanan and telling him, like, yo, I need you to look a man in his face and take his life. Man, I'm paraphrasing, but that was savage. That whole conversation, I was like, yo, this is Kanan, bro. Kanan gets his whole personality from his mom. He gets his swagger from Lulu, and he gets his humor and his aggression from his uncle. So you're starting to see where Kanan kind of gets his personality from his family members and stuff, but definitely Rock. It's just, I like this whole I like that whole dynamic, but you don't know exactly who is the person that Rock wants Kanan to kill. We'll get into that. After Jukebox kind of had a physical altercation with Marvin, ends up just kind of going towards Burke, kind of to not snitch, but kind of give her some leads or some clues or hints. Let me know, how long do you think Burke and Jukebox are going to be kind of building up a relationship, and maybe Burke is going to be the one that kind of takes her under her wing and lets her, get involved with the whole police aspect of where they take her character later in power. I don't know. It was just a scene. But now let's get into some more interesting things, because earlier in the episode we saw Rock sitting at the church in the hospital. Now she actually goes to church. And we also get introduced to her mother. And they have some interesting dialogue going on. They have a past, let's say that. And I'm wondering if they're going to explore that even more, or maybe Rock is looking towards the church, because she says a line to Marvin in this: "I'm here so I can ask for forgiveness for things I'm about to do." So dope. I loved all the dialogue in this episode. Getting to the ending though, we finally find out why Lulu took that jacket from Unique's car. And I was always like, why did he do that? They were going to set up Unique to kill Howard. And I thought it was going to be somebody else. I thought it was going to be like Unique or something like that. But wow, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So everybody's going to think that Unique killed a cop or something like that. And you really start to see Kanan becoming more like Kanan as these episodes go. And I expect to see that as the series progresses. It's only going to get darker from here. I think a lot more people are going to die. Man, this was an intense episode. I think it did a good job of setting things up for the finale and teasing things to come in season 2. Whenever we get that, most likely next year or something like that, next fall. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode. What were some of your favorite moments? What didn't you like about the episode? How do you feel about what Marvin said to Jukebox? Was he wrong? I think he was completely overreacted. How do y'all feel about Rock, embracing, teaching Kanan about this life? I'm going to say it straight up. It's bad parenting. But I will say this. Rock is I would say she's a better mother than Tasha still. Tasha still is probably not going to win Mother of the Year anytime soon. Hell, even Monet's okay, but Rock is still a cool character. I like what they're building up towards. Marvin's completely changed. I'm wondering how they're going to react to Lulu waking up, or how Lulu's going to react to just the aftermath on however this is going to end. Man, so till next time, next week, I will see y'all in the finale review. I hope y'all enjoyed this review and this video. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.